Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. This is your April bonus reading, and we're going to jump right in here. We're going to do a Celtic cross, and I will be clarifying it in this reading as well, so there won't be a part two. But let's see what we have going on for you at this time here, Capricorn. And it looks pretty good. There's definitely... I know what this is right here. you have the Death card, and then your crossing energy is the Queen of Wands. What the hell does this mean? Well, what it means is that there's a change you want to make that maybe you're not making, right? The Death card is the change or the transformation. The Queen of Wands, here's the thing about the Queen of Wands. I'm going to talk about both of these cards at the same time. She has to be bold and assertive, and she really has to make a decision to do something, and she just has to go for it. It's like nobody's going to tell her it's a good idea. So if you're like working towards an idea, for example, nobody's going to tell you that it's a good idea. Nobody's going to maybe support you, although I do feel like there is support here, so I don't want to say that because I do feel there is a lot of support here. But it's like, it's kind of like one of those decisions that I feel like you have to make on your own. She has this black cat in front of her, and, back when tarot was created, black cats were considered extremely unlucky, so it's like, but the point is, she doesn't care. So I feel like some of you are making a transformation. You're moving towards something where you kind of have to be like this child right here. The child is the only person on this card that isn't afraid of the Death Rider, because children are not afraid of change. The woman, this Pope guy right here, the king is dead underneath the horse right here. It's like everybody else is either dead or afraid of the change that you have to make. So I feel like for some of you, there's clearly change that you want to make. There's something you want to change in your life. I feel like it's something you're thinking about working on. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is kind of like, sorry, my elbow itches, so I have to itch it. But, this is a change that you have to put the work into, or you've been thinking about working on. Eight of Pentacles is kind of one of those cards in the area of the thoughts. It's kind of like, if I put the work in, am I going to see the results? Well, the answer is yes with the Eight of Pentacles, because the Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. It literally says that if you put the work in, that you will be successful. I feel part of your challenge is this right here, is going from Eight of Pentacles, Three of Swords to the Nine of Wands. This really tells me that you have worked on something in the past, and it led to a heartbreak. It's kind of weird because that Three of Swords is showing up as basically your near future or your current energy, kind of. But I kind of feel like it's in the past, which is weird. So I feel in a lot of ways, this is saying that you are thinking about kind of working on something that you've worked on before. Could be a project, a business, could be allowing love into your life as well, whatever the experience might be. In your foundation, you have the Eight of Swords. I feel that this is needing to realize that things are not always the same, and that things don't always have to be the same as well. I do think we, as a person, I'll just tell you, as a person who is there, I've been there multiple times in my life where I'm like, oh my God, everything is always the same. Everything's always going to be the same. I had to break that pattern. And the Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restriction. So I do feel that this card is saying it's time to remove the restrictions. It's time to set yourself free. But with this other diagonal, I feel pretty good. It's like, Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, some sort of heartbreak, but I feel like it's something that you've already experienced. And to the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, feeling like you're flying, those are the words that are popping into my head here, Capricorn. Eight of Wands is like, I always say that it's kind of like a slip and slide. It's like creating no resistance in your life, just sliding or gliding right through. But I feel like you're really feeling momentum in your life, so I love this. In the past, you have you showing up, the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel that you kind of were very focused on resources in the past. She's very focused on the pentacle. She's not focused on the rabbit right here. It kind of represents the fact that she is focused on the things that are important. She's not focused on anxiety or worries. Again, rabbits are like scared little creatures. Yes, the rabbit, someone always corrects me, yes, the rabbit can represent fertility and abundance and all these things, but it really represents her focus, what she is focusing on the Queen of Pentacles. Next, you have the Three of Swords in the near future. But again, I feel like this is something that you have already experienced, this Three of Swords. It's kind of weird. Every once in a while I get like multiple messages on one card, meaning that, there could be multiple versions. Obviously, there are a bajillion of you watching my video, so, it's going to be different for all of you, but I feel like for some of you, this is a heartbreak that needs to come to an end. So I'd say if you're like still talking to a past person, or if you're still like, kind of gives me those like situationship vibes where it's not really going anywhere. I feel like you know that if this message is for you. Obviously, if you don't know that, this message isn't for you. So take it how it resonates. But I feel like if you know that's not going anywhere, I feel like ending it will, prevent heartbreaks. I feel multiple heartbreaks here. That's a weird thing that I would say to you. I feel like we've all had one of those situations in our life where it's like we're still talking to someone from the past, and it's just like, but it leads to multiple heartbreaks, And I feel like that needs to be avoided here with the Three of Swords for whatever reason. For others, I feel like you need to, it's just saying, you need to realize that we're in a different time, that things are not always going to be the same. It's like, we don't live in a static environment. And I feel like you need to realize that past things are not necessarily going to happen in the future, especially if you're trying something again. Nine of Wands. You always get this message, Capricorn. And I would definitely encourage you to try something that you want to try again. Like if you want to build a business and maybe you had one that failed, if you want to write a book and maybe you had one that failed, or maybe you want to find true love and maybe you felt like you had true love and maybe it failed, right? I feel like this is saying try again, swing the bat one more time, because I feel like you will be very successful. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like juggling, putting in the work. It's like a card, hard work as well. But I kind of feel that it is saying that you are working hard, so you should be playing hard as well. All the readings have been encouraging socializing, which is very interesting. And you have the Eight of Wands here, and the Eight of Wands to me is a card of socializing. So I do feel it would be a good time for you to be social, to meet new people, and all this other stuff. If you're afraid to do it in public, do it online. I don't care. Again, it's not the 1800s anymore, right? We have the internet. So I feel it would be a really good time, and I would definitely balance those energies out with the Two of Pentacles. In the area of your future feelings, Eight of Wands. Like I said, the words that popped into my head are feeling like you're flying. Love it. Eight of Wands is a card of momentum. It's a card of quick conclusions, but it's also a card of success and like good things coming in for you. Personally, I love the Eight of Wands. To me, it's one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's like a card, I consider it to be a card of abundance. To me, it's also your communication with the universe. Traditionally, this card was the arrows of love. Like you tell the universe what you want, and the universe responds. And, Esther Hicks calls these your rockets of desire. It's like you're always desiring something. You're always telling the universe what you want. The universe is always responding. But it's like, do we listen? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So I feel like this is saying, listen to how the universe responds. How does the universe respond? It creates, as she says, resistance. So sometimes maybe we'll be working towards something. We meet resistance. And maybe we think it's the path we're supposed to be on, but maybe it's not. And that's the problem, is like I think if we lived our lives more like listening to what causes resistance and what things move forward quickly. Again, Eight of Wands is like a slip and slide. It says things will be smooth if you're kind of going in the right direction. So I would listen to that. And finally, you have the King of Pentacles. So I feel good about this because it's like you're going from the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles in this reading. He, on the positive side of things, he can represent someone who's very skilled. He has grapes on his cloak, and grapes in the tarot, they require like a lot of skill to grow. They kind of require special environment as well. So it can represent having a skill or having something that could make you more successful in your life. So let's dig into this here, Capricorn, and let's see where this is going. With the Death card and the Queen of Wands, you have the Judgment card. You could be, like, I feel like this is saying answer the call. Again, it's like there's some sort of change you want to make in your life. I do feel that, like, I feel like you should listen to yourself here with this energy. You're like the second or third sign I've said this to today. That's why I'm laughing. But I definitely feel the energy for you where it's like people in your life might be, like, I feel like they want you to play it safe. Let's put it that way. And I feel like you see something else for your life. And I feel like you need to listen to yourself with the Judgment card. On the Judgment card, normally there is that angel, and that angel is your higher self angel. It's like your higher self knows more than maybe the people in your life. And I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to people or take advice or anything like that, but I feel like maybe you could be doing something that it seems a little bit risky to people around you, but again, they also don't know the amount of work that you've put into something, like with the Eight of Pentacles, for example. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. So I definitely feel like it's time to open up for sure. This is coming up in the area of your thoughts. The Hermit is also kind of like climbing to the top of a mountain. It can represent having gone through a dark night of the soul and coming out the other side. It can also represent kind of shining your inner light, and I feel there is something you need to like share with the world. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Very closed off energy here. Seven of Wands, though, is a card of conviction. It's a card that says when you know that something will be successful for you, it will be successful. So to me, it is a card of belief, but again, I feel like you need to set yourself free with that Eight of Swords. With the Three of Swords, you have the Empress. Very attractive at this time here, Capricorn. So if you're dealing with a heartbreak, or if you're afraid you're never going to find a person again, that's a lie. I feel like there are plenty of people that will be attracted to you. And that's not just physically, that's, in every sense of the word. Also, a lot of abundance, I feel, coming in for you. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. This is just the energy that's surrounding you. So I do feel there's like a lot of abundance that's about to show up. With the Nine of Wands, you actually have the Tower in reverse. I don't read reversals, but it is interesting. I actually don't like the Tower in reverse. Personally, the way that I read, I rather have the Tower upright. The Tower in the reverse can be somewhat good because it could represent avoiding a tower moment. But to me, we're supposed to have a tower moment. The tower is falling on purpose for a reason. What I would say is in reverse, it could say that you are realizing something. And again, the reason the tower needs to fall is because it represents ignoring reality. So in the reverse, it could say that maybe you're actually having a wake-up call with the Judgment card, and you are seeing reality, so you're making some changes so that you can avoid the tower moment in the first place, which, again, that would be a good thing. Here's the other thing. To me, the Judgment card and the Tower is the most powerful combination in the tarot. To me, it represents like a major revelation, a major wake-up call, something like that. So it's like you're waking up to something. We're going to have to figure out what. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is also a card of socializing. Even though it is a card of conflict and competition, the people that are normally on this card, they are fighting with sticks. They are basically learning how to fight. They aren't just, fighting to fight. So really, it is a card of socializing. It can represent immature energy. I would be careful of that with the Five of Wands. Like if you have people who are immature, who cause problems, I would maybe avoid that. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Swords, major improvement. This is a big step up for you here, Capricorn. Whatever change you're making here, whatever your revelation you're having, I feel like this is a very good thing. I feel kind of like a pulsing energy here in this reading. It's almost like the way I feel about it is that I feel like you're having these moments where you feel like very motivated to do something. You think about like your goal or whatever you're trying to achieve here, or you think about love, and I feel like you get very motivated, and then it kind of fades away, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I feel like it's like a fire that is building inside of you. And I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger before, you take action and you find success with this Six of Swords. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. Definitely some sort of adventure. A lot of people have been getting this adventurous energy in their readings. And again, I would say it's probably because of COVID. It's like I think people are ready to get out into the world. I think people are ready for a change and ready to experience new things. So really, it's just like freedom is what I feel there. But this looks pretty good. I kind of want to pull, I'm too nosy. So I kind of want to pull like 3 more cards. I just want to see, what is this, revelation or wake-up call that you are experiencing? King of Wands. King of Wands is about like the work that we put into things. It could be about a person, a fire sign, but King of Wands, he's like the true entrepreneur. He really like nurtures things into existence. So I feel like you are understanding where you need to put your work. And again, King and Queen of Wands, by the way, would be divine counterparts. You have the Six of Wands, excellence. It's like you're discovering your true purpose for some of you, really, is what I'd say here. Six of Wands is a card of excellence, a card of doing a good job at whatever it is that you do. And the Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? I feel like if you've been thinking about doing something, the time is now, is what I'm going to say to you here, Capricorn. If you've been thinking about launching a project, starting something, doing something, I would get moving. If you've been thinking about making any change, I would get moving. Here, this is amazing reading. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.